Today, I want to talk to you about conjunctions and interjections. These are things that you should probably know by now, at least most of it. But please be patient and go through this with me because you might learn something new, or you might just have things refreshed that you forgot. So, a conjunction joins words or groups of words. That's a general definition. It's there to join, okay? A coordinating conjunction connects a word to a word, a phrase to a phrase, or a clause to a clause. An example of a word to a word here, peace and love. I have the word and as the conjunction joining the two words. A phrase to a phrase, to the beach or to the mountains. Those are two phrases. Remember, a phrase is a group of words that does not have both a subject and a predicate. In this case, it has neither one. It's just prepositional phrase and a prepositional phrase. And it's good to connect things that are the same kind of phrase. Prepositional phrase to a prepositional phrase here. You could use a participial phrase with a participial phrase. Standing on the mountain and looking over the city, Sheila was happy to see what she saw. So, standing on the mountain is a participial phrase. Looking over the city is a participial phrase, and we join them. You couldn't really say standing on the mountain and over the city. Well, first of all, you're not standing over the city. And second of all, that's a participial phrase and a prepositional phrase. And joining two different kinds of phrases can be a little confusing. So try to join the same kinds of phrases. And you should also know that a clause is a group of words that has both a subject and a predicate. Now, it's an independent clause if it can stand alone as a sentence. But sometimes there are what I sometimes call weakening words that come at the beginning of a clause and make it where you cannot make it stand alone as a sentence. And those are subordinating conjunctions, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first I want to stick with things that that connect things of equal importance. Okay, so coordinating conjunctions connect things of equal importance, equal structure, equal weight. So do correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions do the same thing as coordinating conjunctions, but they come in pairs. And here's an example of a sentence with a correlative conjunction or a pair of correlative conjunctions. She not only planned the event, but also cooked the food. Okay, so now we have planned the event and cooked the food, and those are both predicates, so complete predicates, and this now combined becomes a complete compound complete predicate. Not only is half of the correlative conjunction, but also is the other half, and you don't really use them separately. If you're going to say not only, then I'm looking for the but also. If I see but also, and there was not a not only, then I'm confused. Okay? So that's how that works. Either or, neither nor, whether or, both and, as, so, and not only but also are other pairs of correlative conjunctions. You can either go to bed now or have dessert. So again, they connect things that are alike. And again, in that case, I'm connecting predicates. Okay? I could connect subjects. Neither Sheila nor her sister chose to go to the mountains. So neither nor, in that one, connects subjects. Whether or, she needed to decide whether to go to the party or to stay home. In that case, I have two infinitive phrases that are being joined by this pair of correlative conjunctions, whether to go to the party or to stay home. So again, just like with coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions should be combining things that are of the same kind of structure. Both and. I would like chocolate and vanilla, or I could say I would like both chocolate and vanilla. So using the word both is kind of emphasizing the idea that the two things are of equal importance. As and so, the only thing I think of right now is a Bible verse. Just as the lightning flashes from the east to the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay, so just, and sometimes we put the word just with as, and so we're comparing two things. It's almost like a simile, if you remember reading that or studying that in literature class. Not only, but also I have the example up here. It's emphasizing that double was done, okay? A subordinating conjunction connects two clauses that are not equally important. Okay, so here we're not going to connect just words or phrases, and subordinating conjunctions only connect clauses, which again means that they connect groups of words that each group has a subject and a predicate. For example, do you listen to music while you are doing your homework? In this case, it's a question, but it's still a complete thought on this side and a complete thought on this side. Or I can say subject and predicate on this side, subject and predicate on this side. This word, while, is a subordinating conjunction, and that means that for the purposes of this question, this part of the sentence, the last part of the sentence, is less important, because what I'm trying to ask is, if you listen to music, and then while you're doing your homework is the conditions under which maybe you listen to music. So subject you here, subject you over here, simple predicate do listen over here, simple predicate here are doing. And here is a list of some subordinating conjunctions. This is not a complete list. There are more, as I wrote over there. You should make sure that you understand what each one of these means. The word after can be a preposition. Let's go after lunch. In that case, there's not a whole clause that comes with the word after. Only one word. But I could say, let's go after you eat lunch. In that case, after connects the entire clause, you eat lunch, to the other one, let's go. And then before is the same way. It's a preposition, and it can be a subordinating conjunction. I have said it before, and I will say it again. What the word does in a sentence is what's important. That's what determines what it is, okay? Although I have read the entire book, I still do not understand chemistry. Okay, and so the main thing I want to say is I still don't understand chemistry. The other part is the subordinate part, or the lesser important part. And I know that because of the word although, which is a subordinating conjunction or a weakening word. And as if, as long as though, he acted as though everything were okay. And in that sentence, the word as though connects everything were okay to he acted. Because is a super common word, and sometimes we think, oh, well, that must be a coordinating conjunction. The things seem to be of equal importance, but actually they're not. Let's see. I went swimming because it was hot. Okay, the most important thing in that sentence is I went swimming, because it tells kind of the conditions or the reason. And the same thing with if. If is super common, but it subordinates the second part. Okay, I will go to the party if you will go. If you will go is the condition under which the main thing, I will go, will happen. And in order that, let's see, how is that used? I am giving you this lesson in order that you might understand better the concepts of conjunctions and interjections. In order that, provided that this is conditions by which you will get something. Okay. You will get your salary this Friday, provided that you work all of the hours you said you worked. Okay? Since is almost like because. There's a little bit more about time in there. All I can think of is this another song. Since you've been gone, I can breathe for the first time. And so it kind of feels like because, but it also kind of feels like after. Okay? Yeah. Since some people have problems with this concept, I'm going to explain it again. Okay? So, they used so, in my instructions that I read, I used so as a coordinating conjunction or as a subordinating conjunction. So, I'll say it. I'm not clear on when it's what. For me, it's a coordinating conjunction because I memorized fanboys, and that's for and, nor, but, or, yet. So those are the coordinating conjunctions. So anyway, I wrote them in a different order up there, but you can see that the acronym by which maybe you can memorize the coordinating conjunctions is fanboys. Anyway, back to subordinating conjunctions. Though I was lost, my dad found me. Okay. Almost like although. You can also say even though. Unless, let's see. It's like if these conditions are not met, then this won't happen. Okay. So unless you sign this agreement, you will not receive your internet package. So that means if this condition is not met, then you won't receive. Okay. Until is, again, a word that people have trouble with. I went through it with prepositions, so I don't really want to go through it a long time right now. It is like the word after and before, and since, also used as a preposition, but if it introduces an entire clause, then it is a subordinated conjunction. So I can't wait until we celebrate Christmas. So I can't wait, and I can't wait, and I can't wait, and I can't wait, and bam, we celebrate Christmas. Okay, so it's up to a certain point, is what it means. When and where can be used as interrogative words, but they are also used as subordinated conjunction. When we are finished, you may leave. Okay, so you may leave is the main idea. The word when is subordinating the idea of finishing to the idea of leaving. Let's see. I just want to be where you are, my friend. So, where subordinates the idea you are, and I just want to be is the main idea. Whereas is a kind of a fancy word. Whereas you have fulfilled all of the obligations in the formal listing you are going to receive your status of immigration, Mrs. Brown. Like that. It's kind of a formal word. It means something like seeing that you have done this. Okay. While means at the same time. And I believe this is an example with while. If the clause introduced by a subordinating conjunction comes first, you need a comma after it. And actually, this sentence is an example of that. Because here we have the word if, which is a subordinating conjunction at the beginning of a sentence that introduces the clause introduced by a subordinating conjunction come first. And then I have to have a comma there, and then you need a comma after it as the main clause. If, on the other hand, it comes second, like in the sentence up here, you do not need a comma there. Do you listen to music while you're doing your homework? Okay? Even with the word because, many times people want to put a comma before the word because, but it's really not necessary. What is necessary is to put a comma before a coordinating conjunction that joins two clauses, like here. She came to the party, comma, but she didn't stay long, period. In most cases, and I really can't think of a case where you would need to put a comma with correlative conjunctions, but there might be. I can't think of everything at once. Okay, so that's all about conjunctions that we're going to be covering in the written assignment, and of course before that in the meet. And the other part is interjections, which I think by this time you guys understand it, so I'm not going to go over it a whole lot. Just mainly punctuation. An interjection is a word or phrase used to express some kind of strong emotion or surprise. A stronger one, really strong one, is punctuated with exclamation points, like, oh my goodness, oh no, watch out, ah! Okay, interjections. Mild interjections are punctuated with commas and connected with sentences like this. Well, comma, I guess this is the end. No, comma, you can't do that. Okay? So, there are many, many, many examples of interjections. We will encounter some during our meet, but suffice it to say, they are there just to express emotion, or passion, perhaps, or something like that. And they're not really falling into a grammatical category, like noun, verb, adjective, adverb, that kind of thing. They're just kind of there, like the word well. The word yes is usually a mild interjection. Yes, you can go now, like that. Yes, you can have a happy day. I'm done.